Residential Building Inspector Exam Course Preparation. Class 5. Chapter 7. Wall Covering. R703.1. General. Exterior walls shall provide the building with a weather-resistant exterior wall envelope. The exterior wall envelope shall include flashing as described in section R703.4. R703.2. Water-resistive barrier. One layer of number 15 asphalt felt, free from holes and breaks, complying with ASTM D226 for Type 1, felt, or other approved water-resistant barrier shall be applied over studs or sheathing of all exterior walls. Number 15 asphalt felt shall be applied horizontally, with the upper layer lapped over the lower layer not less than 2 inches, 51 millimeters. Where joints occur, felt shall be lapped not less than 6 inches, 152 millimeters. Other approved materials shall be installed in accordance with the water-resistive barrier manufacturer's installation instructions. The number 15 asphalt felt or other approved water-resistive barrier material shall be continuous to the top walls and terminated at penetrations and building appendages in a manner to meet the requirements of the exterior wall envelope as described in section R703.1. R703.7. Exterior plaster, stucco. Installation of exterior plaster shall be in compliance with ASTM C926, ASTM C1063, and the provisions of this code. R703.7.1. Lath. Lath and lath attachments shall be of corrosion-resistant materials. Expanded metal or woven wire lath shall be attached with 1.5 inch long, 38 mm, 11 gauge nails having a 7/16 inch, 11.1 mm head, or 7/8 inch long, 22.2 mm, 16 gauge staples, spaced not more than 6 inches, 152 millimeters, or as otherwise approved. Exception. Lath is not required over masonry, cast-in-place concrete, precast concrete, or stone substrates in accordance with ASTM 1063. R703.9.1. Exterior Insulation and Finish Systems, EIFS. EIFS shall comply with the following. 1. ASTM E2568. 2. EIFS shall be limited to applications over substrates of concrete or masonry wall assemblies. 3. Flashing of EIFS shall be provided in accordance with the requirements of section R703.4. 4. EIFS shall be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. 5. EIFS shall terminate not less than 6 inches, 152 millimeters above the finished ground level. 6. Decorative trim shall not be face nailed through EIFS. R702.3.5.1. Screw fastening. Screws for attaching gypsum board and gypsum panel products to wood framing shall be type W or type S in accordance with ASTM C1002 and shall penetrate the wood not less than 5/8 inch, 15.9 millimeters. Gypsum board and gypsum panel products shall be attached to cold-formed steel framing with minimum number 6 screws. Screws for attaching gypsum board and gypsum panel products to cold-formed steel framing less than 0.033 inch, 1 millimeter thick, shall be type S in accordance with ASTM C1002 or bugle head style in accordance with ASTM C1513 and shall penetrate the steel not less than 3/8 inch, 9.5 millimeters. Screws for attaching gypsum board and gypsum panel products to cold-formed steel framing 0.033 inch to 0.112 inch, 1 millimeter to 3 millimeters thick, shall be in accordance with ASTM C954 or buglehead style in accordance with ASTM C1513. Screws for attaching gypsum board and gypsum panel products to structural insulated panels shall penetrate the wood structural panel facing not less than 7/16 inch, 11.1 millimeters. Chapter 8. Roof Ceiling Construction. Wood Roof Framing. R806.2 Minimum Vent Area. The minimum net-free ventilating area shall be 1/150th of the area of the vented space. Exception: the minimum net-free ventilation area shall be 1/300th of the vented space provided both of the following conditions are met. R802.3 Ridge. A ridge board used to connect opposing rafters shall be not less than 1 inch, 25 millimeters, nominal thickness, and not less in depth than the cut end of the rafter. Where ceiling joist or rafter ties do not provide continuous ties across the structure, a ridge beam shall be provided and supported on each end by a wall or girder. R802.4.5 Purlins. Installation of purlins to reduce the span of rafters is permitted as shown in Figure R802.4.5. Purlins shall be sized not less than the required size of the rafters that they support. Purlins shall be continuous and shall be supported by 2 inch by 4 inch, 51 mm by 102 mm braces installed into bearing walls at a slope not less than 45 degrees, 0.79 radius from the horizontal. R802.5.2.1 Ceiling Joists Lapped. Ends of ceiling joists shall be lapped not less than 3 inches, 76 millimeters, or butted over bearing partitions or beams and toe-nailed to the bearing member. Where ceiling joists are used to provide resistance to rafter thrust, lapped joists shall be nailed together in accordance with Table R802.5.2, and butted joists shall be tied together in a manner to resist such thrust. Joists that do not resist thrust shall be permitted to be nailed in accordance with Table R602.3.1. Wood structural panel roof sheathing in accordance with Table R503.2.1.11 shall not cantilever more than 9 inches, 229 millimeters beyond the gable end wall, unless supported by gable overhead framing. R803.2.3 Installation. Wood structural panel used as roof sheathing shall be installed with joints staggered or not staggered in accordance with Table R602.3.1, APA E30 for wood roof framing, or with Table R804.3 for cold-formed steel roof framing. 807.1 Attic Access. Buildings with combustible ceiling or roof construction shall have an attic access opening to attic areas that have a vertical height of 30 inches, 762 millimeters, or greater over an area of not less than 30 square feet, 2.8 meters squared. The vertical height shall be measured from the top of the ceiling framing members to the underside of the roof framing members. The rough framed opening shall be not less than 22 inches by 30 inches, 559 millimeters by 762 millimeters, and shall be located in a hallway or other location with ready access. Where located in a wall, the opening shall be not less than 22 inches wide by 30 inches high, 559 millimeters wide by 762 millimeters high. Where the access is located in a ceiling, minimum obstructed headroom in the attic space shall be 30 inches, 762 millimeters, at some point above the access measured vertically from the bottom of the ceiling framing members. See Section M1305.1.3 for access requirements where mechanical equipment is located in attics. Chapter 9. Roof Assemblies. R905.3.8 Flashing. At the juncture of roof vertical surfaces, Flashing and counterflashing shall be provided in accordance with this chapter and the manufacturer's installation instructions, and wear of metal shall be not less than 0.019 inch, 0.5 millimeters. Number 26 galvanized sheet gauge, corrosion-resistant metal. The valley flashing shall extend not less than 11 inches, 279 millimeters from the center line each way, and have a splash diverter rib not less than 1 inch, 25 millimeters in height, at the flow line formed as part of the flashing. R905.8.2 Deck slope. Wood shakes shall only be used on slopes of 3 units vertical in 12 units horizontal, 25% slope or greater. R902.1 Roofing covering materials. Roofs shall be covered with materials as set forth in sections R904 and R905. Class A, B, or C roofing shall be installed in jurisdictions designated by law as requiring their use, or where the edge of the roof is less than 3 feet, 914 millimeters, from a lot line. Class A, B, and C roofing required by this section to be listed shall be tested in accordance with UL 790 or ASTM E108. Exceptions. 1. Class A roof assemblies include those with coverings of brick, masonry, and exposed concrete roof deck. 2. Class A roof assemblies include ferrous or copper shingles or sheets, metal sheets and shingles, clay or concrete roof tile, or slate installed on non-combustible decks. 3. Class A roof assemblies include minimum 16 ounces per square foot of copper sheets installed over combustible decks. 4. Class A roof assemblies include slate installed over underlayment over combustible decks. R905.2.6 Attachment. Asphalt shingles shall have the minimum number of fasteners required by the manufacturer's approved installation instructions, but not less than 4 fasteners per strip shingle or 2 fasteners per individual shingles. Where the roof slope exceeds 21 units vertical and 12 units horizontal, 2112, 175% slope, shingles shall be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's approved installation instructions. Chapter 10. Chimneys and Fireplaces. Masonry fireplaces. R1001.2 Footings and Foundations. Footings for masonry fireplaces and their chimneys shall be constructed of concrete or solid masonry, not less than 12 inches, 305 millimeters thick, and shall extend not less than 6 inches, 152 millimeters beyond the face of the fireplace or foundation wall on all sides. Footings shall be founded on natural undisturbed earth or engineered fill below frost depth in areas not subjected to freezing. Footings shall not be less than 12 inches, 305 millimeters below finished grade. R1003.10 Wall thickness. Masonry chimney walls shall be constructed of solid masonry units or hollow masonry units grouted solid with not less than a 4-inch, 102 millimeter nominal thickness. R1003.19 Chimney fire blocking. Spaces between chimneys and floors and ceilings through which chimneys pass shall be fire blocked with non-combustible material securely fastened in place. The fire blocking of spaces between chimneys and wood joists, beams, or headers shall be self-supporting or be placed on strips of metal or metal lath laid across the spaces between combustible material and the chimney. R1003.9 Termination. Chimneys shall extend not less than 2 feet, 610 millimeters, higher than any portion of a building within 10 feet, 3,048 millimeters, but shall be not less than 3 feet, 914 millimeters, above the highest point where the chimney passes through the roof. Other. RB. Draft stop. A material, device, or construction installed to restrict the movement of air within open spaces of concealed areas of building components, such as crawl spaces, floor ceiling assemblies, roof ceiling assemblies, and attics. R302.12 Draft Stopping. Draft stop. A material, device, or construction installed to restrict the movement of air within open spaces of concealed areas of building components such as crawl spaces, floor ceiling assemblies, roof ceiling assemblies, and attics. In combustible construction where there is usable space, both above and below the concealed space of a floor ceiling assembly, draft stops shall be installed so that the area of the concealed space does not exceed 1,000 square feet, 92.9 meters squared. Draft stopping shall divide the concealed space into approximately equal areas. Where the assembly is enclosed by a floor membrane above and a ceiling membrane below, draft stopping shall be provided in floor ceiling assemblies under the following circumstances. 1. Ceiling is suspended under the floor framing. 2. Floor framing is constructed of truss-type, open web, or perforated members. AE 303.2 Retention of Plans. One set of approved plans and specifications shall be returned to the applicant and shall be kept on the site of the building or work at all times during which the work authorized thereby is in progress. One set of approved plans, specifications, and computations shall be retained by the building official until final approval of the work. E3903.3.1 Stairway Lighting Outlet Control. Where one or more lighting outlets are installed for interior stairways, there shall be a wall switch at each floor level and landing level that includes an entryway to control the lighting outlets where the stairway between floor levels has 6 or more risers. Lighting outlets installed to meet this requirement shall not be controlled by the use of dimmer switches, except where the dimmer switches provide the full range of dimming control at each switch location. 210.70A2. Exception. In hallways, stairways, and at outdoor egress doors, remote, central, or automatic control of lighting shall be permitted. 210.70A2. Exception. AJ 601.1.3. Guards. Every open portion of a stair, landing, or balcony that is more than 30 inches, 762 millimeters above the floor or grade below, is part of the egress path for any work area, and does not have guards, or in which the existing guards are judged to be in danger of collapsing, shall be provided with guards designed and installed in accordance with Section R312. RB. Skylights and sloped glazing. Glass or other transparent or translucent glazing material installed at a slope of 15 degrees, 0.26 radius, or more from vertical. Unit skylights, tubular daylighting devices, and glazing materials in solariums, sunrooms, roofs, and sloped walls are included in this definition. For the definition applicable in Chapter 11, see Section N 1101.6. AE 302.2 Plans and Specifications. Plans, engineering calculations, diagrams, and other data as required by the building official shall be submitted in not less than 2 sets, with each application for a permit. The building official has the authority to require plans, computations, and specifications to be prepared and designed by an engineer or architect licensed by the state to practice as such. Where unusual site conditions do not exist, the building official has the authority to accept approved standard foundation plans and details in conjunction with the manufacturer's approved installation instructions, without requiring the submittal of engineering calculations. Inspections. AE 305.1 General. All construction or work for which a manufactured home installation permit is required shall be subject to inspection by the building official, and certain types of construction shall have continuous inspection by special inspectors as specified in Section AE 306. The building official has the authority to require a survey of the lot to verify that the structure is located in accordance with the approved plans. When continuous inspection is required, 100% of the work must be inspected, and it must be inspected as the work is being performed. When periodic inspection is indicated, inspection of less than 100% of the work may be acceptable.